Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 305, World Baseball Classic Preview. I'm Nick, and we have Harrison tonight. How are we doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic, Nick. How we doing?
Not too bad. Pretty slow news week. Only have that one signing that we'll get into, and then we can dive right into the WBC. But otherwise than that, baseball's creeping closer, man. We're almost there. Almost there.
As much as spring training baseball doesn't always feel like baseball. It's just been nice to have something on that I can
Yep.
watch and be like, oh, it's baseball.
Yep, absolutely. So we will get into all of it, but first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials in our link tree. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. Also have Rounding Third merch on Etsy, sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, phone cases, whole bunch of stuff there. Great way to get our name out there and to support us creators. And finally on Patreon, another small community we're trying to build over there. It's a great way you can subscribe to us, get some exclusive content, and first alerts on possible guests, and we are working on some. So keep an eye out for Patreon, but check out Rounding Third Baseball over there. All right, some news real quick, and then we'll jump into the WBC preview. Starling Marte signs with the Royals. I know it's on the cheap, but why not try to make a bigger splash sooner? Why do you feel like the Royals weren't really overly active this offseason?
I think it's a couple of things. I think they were heavily exploring the trade market, thinking they could use some excess pitching to trade off. They were deep in Jarren Duran conversations for a while. I think that was a target. I think that the values on the market for a team like KC probably don't work. And I think the KC's also got question marks around, Caglianone and what you're going to get from certain guys. And I just don't think they're looking to spend a lot of money to bring somebody in who might be redundant to what they already had. So I think KC's in a weird spot. They're a good team, not a great team. They've got holes. They need to fill them. They may have some internal options. They're kind of walking this fine line of, do we go big or do we just try to see what we've got?
Yeah, I mean, Starling Marte is definitely not flashy. Does he fill a hole? Maybe. I don't know. You're way more rehearsed in Royal stuff than I am. I don't really follow the team that as close as you do, but does he really help the Royals at all? Or does this kind of keep them the same?
I don't think he really helps the roster at all. I think he just gives you some depth. You're going into the season with an outfield with a variety with some young guys, also some inconsistent guys. You got guys like Lane Thomas. You got Kyle Isbell, Caglianone, who again we've seen what he can do, but is he really going to do it? I think they're in a spot where there's more question marks than answers, and having a guy like Marte around who's an experienced veteran who can run, who can field, who can do a lot of things on the cheap is not a bad idea.
Yeah. And Mike, this is a good point. I think they're unsure if they're ready to push or is it still retooling time?
Yeah.
And retooling time could be, just it. Like they weren't impressed with the market. Maybe they were impressed with a couple players. They just couldn't, get a deal done. And they were happy with what they were, and then we'll try again next season or at the trade deadline if something comes free, and a lot can play out between now and July. So there's that as well. And who knows? KC has been active at the deadline before, right? They got Yastrzemski, back in the day. They got Benintendi. So I mean, they have been weirdly active around the deadline if they find a piece that could help them. So we could see them active at the deadline. Depends on where they are and where other teams are in the league, but just interesting signing here.
And I do think the fact that the Central is not necessarily loaded gives them a little bit of breathing room to start the season off and just figure out what they have. I think I think that's a big part of what they're doing is just figuring out like who are we, where are we? We have a sense where the roster's at, but like how does that really compare? And I don't think the Royals are sitting here thinking, we're it's World Series or bust for us this year. I
No.
think looking at it as let's see what we got, see what we need, and decide like if this is a season we push hard, or if we back off and wait till next year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's jump into the WBC matchups here, Harrison. So our first one, Wednesday night, March 4th at 10 p.m. Eastern. So we're staying up late for this one. We got Chinese Taipei versus Australia. Now, there aren't a lot of huge names on this, but Chinese Taipei, you know who I got in the picture here, Harrison, don't you? This is Zhu Wei Lin. We all our Red Sox fans remember Zhu Wei Lin. He's playing there.
I do.
And then Travis Bazana. Now, Bazana is one of those big prospects for the Guardians that is looking to either make the club this year or be up soon. Chinese Taipei and Australia to kick off the WBC. So pretty cool here.
I'm excited to see Bazana. I've been watching a little bit of him so far in spring training, and he seems like he's the real deal. And we know his story in college and how he played. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. I'm trying to go down through the Chinese Taipei. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce half these names. I'm going to be honest. Lyle Lin, he's in the A's organization. He's in there. Yu Chang, we definitely know who Yu Chang is.
Yep.
So I mean, Stuart Fairchild. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. He must have Chinese roots there then.
I said there's probably there's a parent or a relative. Just like this Jonathan Long, one of the infielders, a couple. These guys are all born in Taiwan, except for the two guys born in the U.S.
Yeah.
Usually Chinese Taipei is a pretty good mix. This is all Taiwan.
Yeah. So we got Chin Ming Wong as the bullpen coach in there. So there's definitely some familiar names on this roster. Be interesting to see what they bring. Australia is kind of the same thing. We got a couple guys that we know of, and then the rest are, Australian baseball players, or their minor league, MLB. So
it's a pretty good dose of minor leaguers.
Yeah, which is the case with a lot of the other countries, other than your, Caribbean countries.
Australia, they certainly have baseball, but it's not as big as it is in many of these other countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
But good old Dave Nilsson is the manager. Nice to see Dave Nilsson still floating around.
Yeah. Throw another shrimp on the bobby. Let's go.
Yeah. And did you catch who the bullpen coach for Australia is?
No.
None other than Graham Lloyd.
Of course.
Long time reliever.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. Pretty cool. All right. So then we got Czech Republic versus Korea on Thursday at 5 a.m. So you can either just take a nap and watch the 10 p.m. and just kind of slide into the 5 a.m. or take a quick nap. But my Czech Republic team is playing at 5 a.m. Thursday, March 5th. So
I love how you've adopted them as your team.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not get behind a team full of plumbers and electricians? Come on now.
I totally love it. I love everything about it.
The story is absolutely incredible out of all these guys. Like, you just see like occupation. It's like teacher, mechanic. Like, I mean, it's just, it's incredible. Marek Minarek, this kid that I have right here in the picture, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the one that struck out Ohtani in the last WBC. And I think he's Czechia, or whatever they're being called now. Sorry, Michael. There's too many consonants. But yeah, I think it's him and maybe one other returning. But pretty cool there. It's a cool story.
It's some cool names on the Korea roster. You've got Hyunjin Ryu, who we haven't seen in a while. You've got Dane Dunning on the Korea roster.
Yep.
You got Haesung Kim, who we saw with LA. And Jung Hoo Lee. So you got some familiar faces over there, but you also got a couple of guys you haven't seen in a little while.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Haesung Kim's probably on this roster too if we didn't slip on ice. Awesome. Jahmai Jones from the Tigers is in the outfield there.
I didn't even catch the fact he was on the team. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Korea always plays pretty well in these things.
They do.
I don't know. We'll get to kind of the rounds earlier to see who comes out or not, but yeah, pretty cool matchup here. I'm pulling for my dark horse all day.
Korea is one of those teams I like to watch because a lot of times these are those teams that have they don't have a lot of power, but they'll bunt, they'll run, they'll do all kinds of stuff because they're just having to manufacture runs.
Yeah, isn't it the KBO that has the bunting derby?
Yes, it is, which is amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
They are an incredibly skilled nation of baseball players, but their style of baseball is way different.
Yep, absolutely. Thursday, March 5th, then Australia plays Czech Republic. So they this pool's just kind of getting a head start on everybody else. So they'll play later that night.
Where's this pool playing? Where are they at?
Ooh, this one I do not know off the top of my head here.
All right, we'll get back to the master pool schedule here in a minute. Determine where they were.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. is all on the same day for them.
Yeah,
or it's like overnight and morning. I don't know. It's
the
crazy.
Time differences are wild.
Yeah, because they're 13 hours ahead, I think. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, and those are going to be on Netflix. I'm pretty sure. I think the Japan series and all those. I think it's going to be on Netflix that first round.
Yes, Netflix I believe has all the games in Japan.
Yep. So. All right, then we get to USA versus Brazil, Friday, March 6th, 8 p.m. So thank God it's an actual time that we can handle. Pretty cool here. Brazil has a high school senior on their team, and he just happens to be Jose Contreras' son. So pretty cool here, pretty cool story. But
pretty good bloodline.
Yep. And then they have like 3 40-year-olds on their team too for Brazil. So their first appearance in the WBC. USA is going to go in and steamroll them, right? I mean, not much of a contest here.
I mean, no, I can't imagine it is. I mean, you look at the Brazil roster. It's a mixture of just Brazilian national team players, a few minor leaguers. I mean, this is a team that I think they're going to be fun to watch, but they're not going to be a great competition for some of these more kind of juggernaut teams.
Another name kind of we don't really know of him, but we know of his dad, Dante Bichette Jr.
He looks just like his brother, Bo.
Oh yeah, it's like twins. It's crazy.
There's a huge resemblance.
Yeah,
I did a double take at the picture. I'm like, was that a typo? Is Bo Bichette on this team? But
yeah.
No.
So yeah, good for Brazil. They've come a long way. So I love that. All right, so let's just get right into the pool play. So those are kind of the game. The games really open up Friday night, so we'll see a lot of those. But let's go pool by pool. Let's go pool A, as you do. Got Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and Colombia in Puerto Rico. How are we feeling? Which 2 teams come out of that pool, Harrison?
Boy, I originally I thought it would be you'd see Puerto Rico for sure come out of that pool, and then they lost like half the team.
Yeah,
I have no idea what to make of this pool now. I think Cuba's always a tough one, but they never seem to quite have enough juice. Puerto Rico is usually an automatic, but that team got decimated. And Colombia last go around was pretty good. So I'll keep with Puerto Rico. I'll take Puerto Rico and Cuba. I'll take the 2 at the top. I think that really you have got 3 or 4 teams that could come out of that pool.
Yeah. Speaking of decimated, you see, I think it was Jose Alvarado also just got denied insurance as well. And
I didn't see that.
He lost it. Lost it. So as they should, Like, you should be upset that you can't go to this. Like,
Yeah.
this is a world event. People are going to watch this, and
And then there's some guys that just go for a game and call it good.
yeah, well, we don't need to go there. We went there last week,
Uh,
but I can totally understand. I'd be ripped if I was told like last minute I couldn't get the insurance. Like, you kidding me? Come
I
on
can't
now.
imagine. You've got everything. You've got things sorted out. You're all scheduled. You're ready to go, and you're literally days away from flying out. And it's like, oh wait,
Yeah.
never mind. You can't go.
Yeah. This pool is a toss up for me, honestly, Harrison. I'm
Big
with you.
time.
The Puerto Rico one I thought was a slam dunk going into it, but we all know the story there, so I don't have to get into it again. Or still, I don't really know. Canada could be sneaky good. I don't know, but it's hard to bet against those Caribbean teams. It really is. I'll go for the heck of it. Let's go Cuba and Colombia.
Nice.
Just for the heck of it. I don't really know. That's a toss up for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think
We'll see.
I think there's 4 teams here that I don't think Canada. I mean, Canada doesn't have Freddie, which I think hurts. But I think you've got 3 or 4 teams in this pool that could make it. This might actually be the most competitive pool of the 4.
I agree. I feel like they all have like strengths in
Yep.
certain areas, and we'll see. I mean, Canada's roster is not terrible.
It's not bad.
They
It's just
got
not
some
bad.
pitching. They got Logan Allen. You got Balazovic. Who else? I just saw another one. Quantrill. I mean, take what you want with that. The dude's 53. Paxton's pitching for them. Soroka, Jamison Tyon. I mean, you got Bo Naylor,
Yeah, it's not a bad roster.
Edward Julian, Otto Lopez, Naylor, Abraham Toro. So I mean, Tyler O'Neill will get his home run. Call it a day.
Only in game 1.
Denzel Clark is playing for them. So I mean,
I love
yeah,
Denzel Clark.
I do too. So I don't. Canada could be a sneaky pick here. So
They could. I mean, I don't know that they've got the juice, but again, I think this is one of those pools where I think anything could happen. You know, Puerto Rico is usually like significantly better than the rest, and I don't know what they are. I think they're still good, but this is going to be an interesting one to watch.
yeah. How do you know how they determine the pools? I mean,
no
obviously the Asian countries are, like they try to not have them travel until the end. Like, I get that, but I mean the other ones, like the European countries obviously have to travel. So like, how do you determine who goes where? I don't understand. Is it by seeding or
Well, the original logic was based on proximity, like where were they closest to?
right?
But like you look at some of these and you're like, you look at Tokyo, you're dragging, Czechia out to Tokyo. I mean, granted, they're probably not close to any of those locations. So maybe that's a bad example. But Texas, you got the US, Mexico, that makes sense. Brazil, that makes sense. Great Britain and Italy, sure. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they design these. I always thought it was based on proximity. Whichever one, they're trying to keep people from having to travel like around the world and back again.
Yeah.
But
so
you're also sending Israel to Miami, so
yeah, right. All right, let's pool B then. US, Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. This is, I think, a slam dunk who comes out of this pool.
Italy and Great Britain.
Oh, easily.
For sure.
Easily.
Yep, it's gonna be pizza and fish and chips.
Yep.
The US should steamroll that, and Mexico should follow them.
Yep. Italy's roster, pitching staff's okay. Kyle Teal's catching for them. You got John Birdie in there, Master Boney, Pasquantino.
I can't hear his name and not start laughing. Like I can't do it.
Yep.
The 12-year-old kid in me never left.
Yep. Caglianone, Canzone, Jacob Marcy around the outfield. Francisco Cervelli is your manager. Love that. So I mean,
much respect for Cervelli.
Yeah. So an okay roster, but again, zero chance in that pool. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay roster, underwhelming, but they're against a juggernaut.
Yep. Yeah. Mexico pitching staff. We got Munoz, Bradley, Taj Bradley, that is, Javier
Oh,
Assad, Taiwan Walker. I mean, not overpowering other than a couple. Victor Vodnik from the Rockies, he throws gas, but that's about it. But I don't see many starters in there, really.
no, and for them, it was just like last time, it was the offense that got them there. The pitching was good enough, but they can hit. You got Andres Munoz in the back of that bullpen. Taiwan Walker, fine. Um, Taj Bradley, fine. Like you're gonna get enough pitching, but then your lineup is where you're gonna make it. It's
Yeah,
you've got Jaron Duran, Randy Arozarena, you've got you got Joey Ortiz, Rowdy Tellez, Joey Meneses, Alejandro Kirk, Jonathan Aranda. Like they're gonna hit.
don't forget about my boy Nacho Harrison. Come
I
on
love
now.
Nacho Alvarez. I'm such a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna be good. That outfield is crazy. Rosarina, Duran, and Alec Thomas. Yeah, you can give me that every
That
day of the week.
that outfield is crazy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
So
then, let's appreciate the fact you got Benji Gill managing. You've got Vinny Castilla, Gil Velasquez. You got some guys on the bench that have have been around.
yeah, absolutely. All right, Pool C, Japan, Australia, Korea, Czechia, and the Chinese Taipei teams.
I mean, obviously Japan rolls through there. I don't know who the second team's going to be. They're all a little bit underwhelming. If I had to guess, I'd say I'll take Korea because I feel like they always tend to perform. But it's Japan and then flip a coin.
What did Australia come out of it in 2023 as the second team? Who came out of this? I can't remember who came out of that bracket
I don't
last
remember either.
time. Because I don't think it was Korea. I really don't.
I don't think it was either.
I want to say it was Australia, but I can't remember. But
it was coming out of the pools were wrong one. Hang on. I'll see if I can find it.
So yeah, it's Japan, obviously, overwhelming favorite here. It's not even close. I'm probably with you. I think Korea is the next best team there.
It was Australia.
It was Australia. That's what I thought.
And then they got smoked.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yeah. So I'll take Japan and Australia just to be different. But that Japanese roster is gonna play. It's gonna play.
Yeah. So your second round teams last go around, it was Australia, Cuba, the US, Venezuela, Italy, Japan, Puerto Rico, Mexico. Those were your 8.
Okay.
And then in your semifinals, it was Cuba, US, Mexico, Japan. So your final 4.
Yep. So I mean, Japan's roster is pretty good.
I mean, it's good.
I don't know if they're gonna. You think they're gonna perform the same way that they did in the last WBC? Remember, Shohei's not pitching at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think Japan is. I think Team USA is number 1 and Japan is number 2. Just a click behind them.
Yeah,
I think Japan is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yoshida's going back. Seiya Suzuki, Murakami's going over. And this is, you think about the last WBC, there was 1 or 2 Japanese players that the US got on their radar because they were like, oh, this kid's really good. Murakami was one of them.
Yep.
Roki Sasaki, we're just like, who is this kid? So there's always going to be 1 or 2 surprises that come to the tournament that we're going to be like, oh, all right, we're going to be seeing him in a little bit.
Yeah, there's always the 1 or 2 names you don't expect, you don't know that pop out.
Yep, for sure. Is Japan in mid-season right now as well? I don't know about mid-season.
They've definitely started.
Yeah, I don't think they're mid-season, but all right. And then finally, Pool D, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, the Netherlands, Israel, and Nicaragua. Who are your 2 coming out of this one?
For me, it's going to be Venezuela and the Dominican. The DR is going to be really good again. Venezuela is good. The DR can't fall apart like they did last time.
No.
Like there's no way that can happen again.
No, I'm with you. Venezuela's roster looking real quick. Ron Hair Suarez. Um, we all know we've been pronouncing his name wrong. Jose
For years.
Buto. Yeah. So Antonio Zenzatella. So they got a few arms in there. Angel Zerpa. So they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Erod's pitching for them. All right.
I saw Eddie there.
There we go. William Contreras and Salvi Perez, the other Contreras brother, Arise, Michael Garcia, Jimenez, Suarez, Torres. Their infield's
Yeah,
pretty
their
stacked.
infield's loaded.
Yep. Oh, and
Their outfield's not bad either.
yeah, you just follow that up with Willie Abreu, Ronald Acuna Jr., Jackson Churio, and Javier Sanoa. So
Yeah.
Venezuela comes out of that for sure.
Yeah, their offense is going to rake. Their pitching is going to be good enough.
Yep. The Netherlands roster is always interesting because there's some names in there that you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But you think about like Xander Bogaerts played for them because he's from, is it Bermuda? Aruba?
He's from Aruba, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Aruba, yeah. Which is a Dutch colony. So that's how he gets that connection.
Yep.
And he is playing again. You got Albies, Bogarts, Gregorius is playing for them. Love that.
Didi's back.
Yeah, love that. And Charlon Scope. He's from Curacao. So Curacao counts as also the Dutch colony. Yep. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, that's how Raphael is in the outfield for them too.
Yep. Oh, and Drew Jones is playing and Jurickson Profar.
Yep. And then don't forget you got Kenley Jansen in that bullpen.
Oh yeah.
Another Curacao guy.
Now those saves count towards his career totals, correct, Harrison?
Just like postseason numbers. Yep, Nick.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Just wanted to double check there. Wanted to make sure.
Yep. And don't forget our boy Andrew Jones is the manager of the Netherlands.
Yep. So I mean, again, that's another team that could be sneaky-ish if they were in another pool, I think.
Yes.
I mean,
it's tough.
Yeah, I think Venezuela and Dominican are the top two dogs there, and I don't think it's even close.
Have you taken a moment to look at the DR roster?
I don't really want to. I'd start throwing up in my mouth, to be completely honest.
My Lord, like if you could build an all-star team, it's right here.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, Team USA is equally, if not more, loaded, but it's like you've got your outfielders are O'Neal Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, and Fernando Tatis Jr.
Who sits? Bench one, sit one, play one.
I mean, you have to sit O'Neal Cruz, right? Like,
yeah.
Julio's playing, Juan's playing, Tatis Jr.'s playing for sure. And then your shortstop battle is Perdomo versus Jeremy Pena. You've got Manny Machado holding down third base. You got Vladdy holding down first. Oh no, you got Machado and Junior Caminero fighting for third base. You've got Ketel Marte at second, Vladdy at first with Carlos Santana backing him up. So who sits, Caminero or Machado? Right.
I think you play Machado. It's probably one of his last ones, right? Caminero's young.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That's crazy. Oh, and then you got Austin Wells as your catcher.
Yeah. And Agustin Ramirez.
Yeah.
Yeah, no slouch. And your rotation's going to have Alcantara in it, Brian Bayo, Christopher Sanchez. Yeah. They're going to be tough. And then the bullpen's where it gets crazy. You got Carlos Estevez, you got Camilo Duvall, you've got Sir Anthony Dominguez, you got Brazoban, Gregory Soto, just Abner Uribe, guys that just throw absolute gas.
Yikes.
I mean, that DR team is absurd.
Yeah. Hall of Famer Andrew Jones Harrison. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Right.
He's also our boy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that DR team, like you said, I think they need to stay within themselves. I think they learned a lot about themselves in 2023, not to not to go in there and just expect to win with talent alone. Like they need to kind of kick it up a notch if they want to win this tournament. I think they felt like they could just roll through these teams, and they found out real quick that they couldn't. So But if this is a team that could just roll out of bed and play baseball, it's this one.
Yeah.
They're scary. They're scary.
Yeah. I mean, and Team USA is equally disgusting. It's these two teams between the DR roster, the US roster, those teams are juggernauts. Japan's always good. I mean, those three teams are just going to pound on everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal. There's going to be some really lopsided games.
Yeah. I mean, so who are your starters for Team USA? You got Skeens. Yes, you got Scooble against Great Britain. Then he's gone. So then you're backing him up with who? Joe Ryan, Logan Webb.
And did I see today that Joe Ryan is not on the roster anymore?
Oh, did he come off?
I feel like he's hang on. He's not going to pitch during pool play, but remains eligible to pitch after that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Ryan Yarbrough is joining the U.S. roster for the first round.
God, talk about a guy that can't break a plane of glass.
Yeah,
crazy.
So I mean, you look at if I'm the manager, obviously I got Scooble, I got Skeens, I got Logan Webb. Those are my top three. Those are the guys that I'm rolling with. Yeah. And then behind them, I've got
McLean.
I'd like to use Joe Ryan, but obviously I can't in the first round. I'd probably go to McLean after that, and I would probably look to go to maybe Waka after that.
Or Clay Holmes. Do you go to Clay Holmes?
I think I would leave him in the bullpen.
Yeah, he's a starter now, Harrison.
I know, but I still probably leave him in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And then, because then the hard part too is that bullpen is loaded as well. You've got, Whitlock and Bednar and Mason Miller.
Griffin Jacks.
Oh, I forgot about Brad Keller. You got Brad Keller too you could go to. So yeah, you got choices here. Obviously, Skeens is your stud. Scooble is right there with him. Logan Webb is your third option. Those are your top three. When Scooble falls out, that's when you have to bring in a guy like McLean, Boyd, Waka. Somebody's got to fill that hole.
Yep, agree. Raleigh and Smith behind the plate. Duh. I mean, the two best catchers. The two best catchers in the league. It's not even close in my eyes.
No.
Bregman, Clement, Goldschmidt, Harper, Henderson, Terang, and Witt. So who starts there? Probably Bregman, Witt, Terang.
I'd say I'd go Bregman, Witt, Terang, and Harper, and I would have. But Gunnar.
Yeah, I mean you have a DH spot, right? They're not.
You do. No. Well, you've got Schwarber.
Oh,
Schwarber's going to be your DH.
Right. Duh.
Yeah. I mean, so I would probably go Bregman, Witt, Terang, Harper, knowing that I've got Gunnar to jump in if there's a good matchup. I've got Clement and Goldschmidt.
Well, Clement can play everywhere. That's nice.
He's your super utility guy.
Yeah, for sure. Love that. Outfield.
And Goldschmidt's good to have against a tough lefty.
Yeah, I agree. Curtis, do not put Holmes in the bullpen. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, Mike, I think I'm going this way with you. I'd go Holmes and then back him up with Waka for sure. Yeah, Tommy, Team USA for the win. Listen, whoever comes out of C&D, we'll get to it in a couple seconds here, but yeah, I mean, Schwarber is the perfect DH for Team USA. Yeah, he's the perfect DH for baseball right now. I mean, 200 Ks, 58 bombs. You can't really go wrong with that.
But Schwarber, for some reason, the WBC just seems to have like a different level. Like he's been nails in the WBC.
Well, who else has that didn't even get an invite? It's Trey Turner.
Oh, good point. Trey Turner was also nails.
Trey Turner was ridiculous in 2023, and he didn't even get an invite. So I like the infield. Outfield, Roman Anthony, Byron Buxton, PCA, and Aaron Judge.
I mean, assuming they're all healthy, I'm going Roman, Byron, and Aaron. And then I got PCA as a defensive replacement, a guy that can come in late to run or give a guy a breather. Plus, PCA's young. He can wait.
And Roman's not?
Yeah, Romans gives you the bat, though. PCA is not the bat. I would honestly, what I would do is I would start Anthony, Buxton, and Judge, And then I'd have PCA ready to come into like the 7th inning for Roman, who's not a good outfielder.
Yeah, kind of defensive and pinch runner type there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Schwartz at the DH. Yeah. So pretty insane rosters there. Let's go to the quarterfinals. How do we think, Pool A and Pool B is going to close out there? So it's Pool A runner up against Pool B winner. So let's say US and is going to win out of Pool A, Pool B, and then I don't know, pick your poison for Pool A. Who comes out?
I think you're going to end up with the US, and I'll still take Puerto Rico. I'll take Puerto Rico to come out of that.
Okay, so US, Puerto Rico there. Pool C and D, I'll take Japan and DR because that matchup would be ridiculous.
Absurd.
And me and you might want to go buy tickets for that right now because that would be sick to get to that game. Japan and DR.
Yeah, that's at Lone Depot Park. Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah, we'd have to fight the 20 fans for tickets. But that'll
be the only time that Lone Depot Park's full all year.
Yeah, right. All right, so then we're gonna take USA out of the left side there, right? Pretty much no contest, really.
I feel like the US and the DR are on a collision course. I think the DR can take Japan down.
Okay, so let's. I'm with you. Unless the US lays the biggest egg possible, they're coming out of that, I believe. Let's say USA Dominican in the final. I think that's where me and you are both heading. How do we like that matchup?
I still like Team USA over the DR. Give me Paul Skeens against anybody on the planet to start a game, and I'll take my chances.
Yeah, that DR team's so deep though.
It's crazy. They're crazy.
So deep. Not saying USA isn't, but I think the bullpen arms in the DR outweigh the bullpen arms in the US.
For sure.
And I think that's where they could take it. I'm obviously pulling for Team USA the entire way, but that matchup worries me.
The DR scares the hell out of me. That team is so good.
Who knows? Yamamoto could go on and just pitch every inning of this tournament and just mow everybody down. We saw it. So wouldn't surprise me if that happens either. Yeah. But I'm taking the home team. I'm taking USA. But it's if that final happens, US-DR, it's going to be electric.
It'll be bananas.
Do you think it could live up to the drama of how it ended last year or last time in 2023 with Ohtani versus Trout? Is there any matchup that could happen that would bring that kind of excitement?
Ooh.
That's a tough one too. Trout in his prime, Ohtani making a name for himself.
I know.
That one, teammates at the time, right?
Yeah.
So that one's hard for me. I don't think there is a matchup that could match that, but man, that was insane.
There's a couple of matchups I think would be kind of cool. I think it'd be cool to see the game come down to like Mason Miller versus Fernando Tatis Jr., teammates against each other.
Yep.
I also think it'd be cool to have Clayton Kershaw out there to end it. Clayton Kershaw against one of those guys at the end of the game could be pretty cool. I'd love to see not that we'll see it, but like Tariq Skubal out there to end the game against, pick somebody to have him shut it down.
Yeah. Well, he said he would come back. Maybe he comes in for the bottom of the ninth. Who knows?
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't. Maybe Christopher Sanchez, Bryce Harper.
Yep.
If Ohtani was pitched, actually Yamamoto versus Will Smith.
Okay. Yeah, teammates there.
That'd be kind of a cool one.
Yep. Yeah. So Cal gonna call for a high and tight fastball on Julio.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Brush him right back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, John thinks Julio's gonna give us a preview of what he's bringing this season. And he could, man. I don't I don't know how you navigate that DR lineup.
I don't know.
Well, let's pitch around this guy to get to Cattell. Nope. Let's pitch around Cattell to get to Manny. Nope. Let's pitch around Machado to get to Fernando. Nope. Let's like. I mean,
there's no easy out. There's no break.
None.
There's zero breaks in that.
That team might not have a single 1-2-3 inning in this entire tournament. Like that's how good they are. It's crazy.
Well, and what's funny too, talking about the DR, we didn't mention the fact you've got Sandy Alcantara and Brian Bayo. They're there too, in case you're looking for some depth.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it really is absurd.
Embarrassment of riches for that team right now. So
it is. I mean, you look across that and you're just like, my goodness, every single one of these pitchers throws absolute gas.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I will be tuning in first thing Wednesday. I don't care that it's Australia versus, Chinese Taipei. I am all in on this. So
yeah, I gotta go look it up now, figure out where on earth I can watch all these games.
Yeah, because I think they're all over they're all over the place. Yeah, so we'll figure it out. But
it is confusing to figure out what you're gonna see where.
Nick just jinxed the DR to lose their first game.
Perfect.
I'm pretty much known for that. So
he's good like that. Yeah, yep. Fox Sports 1 has got some of these games. I don't know. Got to figure that out.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Is there
they got games on Tubi? Like what the hell's Tubi?
It's that, isn't it like a free type thing? What games are on there?
Netherlands at Venezuela on Friday is on Tubi. Okay. You got Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, regular Fox. You've got freaking
what station's the US game on Friday?
Let's see. Friday, Team USA is USA at Brazil, 8:00 on Fox.
Okay. Yeah, kind of figured it'd be on national.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, the big boy network.
Yep. All right. If there is one team in here, Harrison, that you think could be a dark horse in this entire thing and kind of throw everybody for a loop and make a pretty long run, maybe even make a final, who would it be?
I'll take Mexico. I think Mexico surprised teams a little bit last year. They can hit. That lineup is good. The pitching is good enough. Like we saw Randy Arozarena last go around, like throw this team on his back for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mexico is one of those teams that can get crazy streaky because of the guys they have. And I would put Venezuela in that category too. I think those two teams could very easily run the table in a pool and surprise you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was looking at the Panama roster real quick because we didn't really talk about them. Not really impressed with it, but yeah, I think I'm with you. It's Venezuela could make a run. I don't see them getting past DR. I really don't. Because they could meet up in the second or the semifinals, right?
Mm.
Yeah, they could. So man, a dark horse to make a run. You know what? Hell with it. I'm going Canada.
Yes.
Let's go for it, right? Neighbors to the north, make a run. I don't hate the roster. I think they could be sneaky good.
Let's get a Canada versus USA rematch.
That would be sick. And Curtis is taking Cuba. So yeah, I mean, you can never rule them out. They are a huge baseball country. They're always there too. So yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, I don't dislike that pick. Cuba, Cuba plays a different style of baseball. And they're always dangerous.
Yep.
I mean, this Canada roster, I keep looking back at it, like Owen Casey, Denzel Clark, Tyler O'Neill, Josh Naylor, Abraham Toro. Like this is a good roster. Like it's not a bad team. It's just they're surrounded by teams that are just so good.
Yeah, it's the pitching for me that I'm kind of worried.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get to your bullpen and you can lock it down with Logan Allen and guys like that, maybe, but it's getting
Yeah.
the ball to them that might be the issue. But
Yep.
um, don't hate the infield, don't
No.
hate the outfield. They could be sneaky good, and Naylor Brothers just put that country on their back. So, I mean, we'll see. But that's my dark horse. That's my dark horse team, Canada.
Yeah. I'm here for the chaos. Let's bring on the chaos.
Yeah.
And I hope that kid from Brazil who's like 18 years old goes off in this tournament.
Just
makes a name for himself.
So he has committed to Vandy. I think I saw.
Oh.
He's committed to Vanderbilt. So
Vanderbilt's going to keep being good at baseball. Okay.
Well, Harrison.
Duh. They are so good every freaking year.
Yep. All right. Anything more WBC related before we move on?
I would just say, don't forget, for Cuba, we have Johan Moncada, but also Alexi Ramirez. I forgot about the Alexi Ramirez part where he's making a return.
Yep. Yeah, and he's the only professional baseball player to have 1,000 hits in like the MLB and like the Caribbean League or something like that. There was some stat that came through.
Some stat like that, yeah.
Pretty cool. So
it is cool.
All right. So we're taking, me and you, kind of agreement. USA, DR in the final. USA taking it.
Yeah, I think the USA DR is going to be an absolute heavyweight bout.
Yep. I'm here for it.
Yeah, bring it on.
And it's just one game, right? That's it. Or is it two?
I think it's just one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a one and done. Yeah, 16th and 17th are the last two games. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute slugfest.
Bring it on. Let's go. Alexi's 296 years old.
Yep.
For sure.
And looks it too.
Yep, right. All right. Kind of a new segment here, and I'm gonna put out. I have 4 topics that I just kind of like were thinking about late at night, and I was like, hey, this could go on the show. Let's kind of start this segment here. I kind of want to know your opinions on it. So here we go. Here's the first question. If you could bring back one player in his prime and put him back on the team that his prime was with today, where he would make the biggest impact, who would you bring back? So, for example, if you could bring back prime Babe Ruth and put him on the Yankees right now, who is the one player you would bring back to get your team to the World Series?
I would bring back prime Barry Bonds and put him with my buddy Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh and watch that team make some serious noise.
That's a pretty good one.
I would love to see that.
The 30-30 Barry Bonds or the 763 Barry Bonds?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
Either. I mean, give me either.
Yeah.
give me either. I mean, I'll even take the Pittsburgh Pirates Barry Bonds, the 30-30 Bonds, the skinny Bonds, little Barry. I think you add that bat to this lineup with the pitching staff they already have, the bats they've already added, that immediately that team wins the NL Central, and they're a potential, NL champion.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Reed, the kid with the Seattle club, would be nice. I was leaning towards that. That's a great pick. Maddox, because we need pitching. Yeah, definitely a homer pick there. But also, yes, I mean, I get it. Yeah. The Braves are hurting there.
Bad.
So for sure. For me, I'll try not to go homer here. So you know what? The Dodgers really seem to be struggling, so let's bring back Sandy Koufax, prime Sandy Koufax, and put him on the Dodgers. I mean, they've been struggling lately, so yeah, let's bring back Sandy Koufax for the Dodgers. I mean, I just want to see this team win a championship. At least be good again.
Does Sandy Koufax even get a rotation spot right now with that team? He's one of like 9 guys fighting for one.
Yeah. Oh, to raise your Pirates, Roberto Clemente, 1,000%.
Good choice. Yeah.
That's a great one.
I like that one a lot.
For real though, I mean, Boston, I have so many. I don't know if I can pick a
Yeah.
Boston one. You know, it would be an interesting pick. 1993, John Olerud, and put him in that Blue Jays lineup.
Ooh, I like that. I like that choice a lot.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of
Okay.
base hits would just keep that line moving. The only thing is what position did he play, Harrison? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you remove Guerrero. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
I
problem.
mean, yeah, Olerud to the Blue Jays, I think is a great one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Curtis. If I would say, you should bring Jeter back to the Yanks because as I love Aaron Judge, but like that winning culture died when Jeter left.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was, like Tom Brady was, like Jeter was the winning culture.
I would also love to see Bob Gibson come back for the Cardinals and just
Oh,
see how if he could really still handle the guys today. Like, I mean, I'm talking like
yeah.
1968 Bob Gibson.
I would love to see him pitch alive.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh, great one, Matthew. Josh Hamilton, the Rangers, Josh Hamilton.
Yeah.
He would definitely help that lineup because we don't know about the Rangers at this point.
Adrian Beltre, because it sounds like Josh Young is hurt again. Adrian Beltre could help there for sure.
Yeah. Either fielder on the Tigers. That's a good one.
Oh yeah. All right. I like that one.
Yeah, I do too.
Bring,
yeah, I thought
bring
this
back,
was
if I'm like the Guardians, I'll take any of those outfielders we had because you need a power hitting outfielder so bad.
Yep. Let's see. Any other good ones here? Ryan on the Astros. That's a great one, Curtis. It's a really good one. Randy Johnson, Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
They need some help there for sure. Tony Gwynn on the Padres. What would he do for that Padres team?
He'd hate it with those guys.
Fair.
He'd hate being in the clubhouse with those knuckleheads.
Fair.
But he'd make a huge difference. Actually, honestly, like what they need is like Jake Peavy back.
Yep. Yeah, that prime season Peavy had was nasty.
Prime Peavy, prime Kevin Brown. Like they need an ace.
Yep. Yeah, Juan Gun's 109 RBIs before the All-Star break. One of the best first halves we've ever seen. That was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike Reed, Tomey for Cleveland. I mean, any of those hitters, bring back any of them. Bring back Tomey, bring back Travis Fryman, even bring back Baerga, bring back Alomar, bring back Manny Ramirez. They were so loaded. Travis Hafner, Jim Tomey. They need a bat, like somebody other than J Ram.
If I bring Jim Palmer back for the Orioles, does that make them a first place team?
Yep, it sure does. With that lineup, absolutely. Jim Palmer could go out there, barely break a sweat and win 20 games.
Yeah, and they need pitching desperately.
Oh yeah, that's Palmer's a good one. That would be a huge difference maker.
Any other teams kind of on the precipice? Pete Rose for the Reds. Joe Morgan for pick your big red machine.
I was just gonna say. I mean, Frank Robinson. Who do you want? Like any of
Johnny Bench.
Nah, I mean Bench is okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's that big red machine was crazy.
Mm-hmm. But would that put the Reds over the hump?
I mean, yeah, you had one of those bats back to that lineup. That's a whole different situation. Plus, you got Gino. Oh, Mussina for the O's. That's a good choice too, Mike.
Too. Yep. Schmidt for the Phillies.
Yep. Say Schmidt for the Phillies. You can finally get rid of Bohm.
Castellanos gone, Bohm's gone, Schmidt's in. Love it.
Yep. Done.
Yeah.
Ooh, Joe. I mean, I'd love to see Joe Mauer back on the Twins, but he would not help that team not suck. Like he would not be enough all by himself.
Yeah, you could bring Killebrew and Mauer back, and they're still not doing anything at a Minnesota.
They're still probably a third place team at best.
Yeah, but those are great ones for sure.
They are great ones.
I saw Larry Walker for the Rockies. He'd be a difference maker on that team for sure.
They need to bring all those Rockies back. They need Dante back, Vinny, the Big Cat, Walker, Helton. Like bring them all back
at the age that they are now. At their age now, they need to bring them back.
They'd still make that team better.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my Lord, that's so bad.
It is.
David
It's
Wright
not.
for the Mets, that would help.
Mhm.
Did you see that play Bo made the other day where he made the nice backhand stab and like threw the ball completely away?
I mean,
It's not going to be good over there.
it's gonna happen. It's
It's
a new position. It's a longer throw. We're gonna see that. I'm
I mean,
sure he'll dial it in the more he plays. But
I think the hard part for Bo Bichette right now is every play is close because he doesn't have the arm strength. He just doesn't have it. He's not your typical third baseman with a strong arm.
yeah, I agree. Is there any
Carew
other?
on the Twins.
Is there any other? Is there anybody past Marlins that you could come back and make that team a legit playoff contender?
Ooh, I mean, I wouldn't hate seeing a guy like Levon Hernandez walk back through the door. Jeff Conine.
Especially if he's getting that right-hander's batter's box strike zone.
Right. Yeah, that dude's strike zone was like the size of a car.
Yeah.
I mean, Miguel Cabrera back in those days, Conine. I mean, yeah, you bring one of those guys back and you might have a shot.
Yep. Man. Yeah, Hank Aaron to the Braves. Yep. Miggy to the Fish. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was kind of a cool question to kick around. So it'd be interesting to see.
Who would you bring back to the A's to help get them over the hump? Do you go back to like
offense isn't their problem right now. So
it's the pitching.
Do I bring back the old 12-6er? Do I bring back Eckersley? Do I bring back
Dave Stewart?
Yeah. Ah, man.
Yeah. Hudson, Mulder, Zito, Eckersley, Stewart. Like, who do you want?
Can I just bring back a three-headed monster and just bring back one of those rotations?
Hey, could you imagine Hudson, Mulder, and Zito pitching in that ballpark with that offense?
Yeah. A Vida Blue is a good one.
Vida Blue is a good one.
Sure.
I didn't even think of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky. I mean, fortunately, they don't need Ricky, but I mean, Ricky would say they need Ricky.
I mean, it would still make Catfish Hunter another great one, Matthew.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Catfish is a good one.
They had some good ones. Bob Welch, bring that season back.
Yeah, he did okay that year. Was it 27 wins?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Dan, I mean, hell, even cool. Dan, you could bring Rich Harden, Dan Herron. Those guys even help.
Yeah. So, yeah, Raleigh Fingers, another great one. Yeah, this was it was hard for me to write it on the slide, so I hope this slide made sense, but we're all talking about it. So when we post this as a reel, I hope it's not too confusing for what we're trying to ask, but
that's fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
They'll either figure out or they'll just ridicule us, one or the other.
Well, that's true. And all 50 people will see it, so that's fine. Yeah. All right. I'm going to move on to the next question here. That was a great discussion. I loved it. That's exactly what we want to do with this. So, all right. If Mike Trout wins at least one World Series in his career, Harrison, does it change, quote unquote, his spot on the all-time list?
It's really sad you've got to Photoshop that picture, but
yeah. I did a pretty good job with this one, huh?
It looked legit. It really does. I don't think it changes his spot on the all-time list. I think, and I don't think it does because his talent and what he did is undeniable. He's not one of those guys who was like, on the bubble, or maybe he's in this category. He was so head and shoulders above everybody in the game in his era, but also he was on a trajectory to be that way all time.
Yeah.
So I don't think him winning changes his spot on the all-time list. What I do think it does, it solidifies his legacy as somebody who could win, because that's the only question mark left. His talent's undeniable, but can he win? And we don't know.
Yeah. John says depends on if he gets traded to a winning team or it's with the Angels, and that's a fair point.
True.
Matthew says not anymore because he's not an impact player at this point in his career. And that's pretty much the point I was going to make, Matthew. I'm with you. If he would have won earlier in his career, absolutely. If he has won maybe two, maybe even 3 World Series before this point, absolutely he goes up 5-10 spots on the all-time list, because not only is he one of the most talented players ever to play the game, he also wins, right? So he's already passed a whole bunch of players there. But if he wins now, I'm with you, it doesn't change anything. His spot is his spot for right now. Love Mike Trout. When he is right, he is the most fun for me to watch.
Yep.
He's the funnest guy. Because his talent's unreal. You don't get to see that night in and night out. Like, it's that unique. His skill set is that unique and that far above everybody else. It sucks. Plain and simple, it sucks.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
a shame because he put up all those crazy numbers on teams that weren't good, surrounded by guys that were, lesser human beings. And then he finally got some help around him. That's when his physical health went down the tubes, when Shohei comes to town. So he's now missing games.
Yeah.
And then you bring Rendon in, and you got Shohei misses a big chunk, and then he misses time. And then, of course, Rendon never saw the field again after 2020. And you never got to see Mike Trout healthy with anybody around him, because when Shohei came to town, Trout was already starting to fade.
Yep.
It's just so disappointing.
Yeah. Curtis, this is probably the best comparison, comment of the night right now so far. He would have to go to another team and fans would give him the Ray Bork treatment, respect and sympathy, and nailed it. As Boston fans growing up, we were sad to see Ray Bork leave the Bruins, but when he went to Colorado and got his trophy, all of Boston was standing up and applauding. Yep. That would be the same exact treatment for Trout. Nailed it, Curtis. Nice one. Yeah, agree fully.
Yeah, the Ray Bork situation was terrible, but they did the right thing for him, and he got what he wanted. And as Boston fans, all you could do was applaud Ray for finally getting what he deserved. But it always bothered you he couldn't have done it in Boston.
Yep. Matthew, good point here. Nothing against Trout at all. It's just the backside. He was special for 7 years. Yeah, I agree. We're with you. So
yeah, he's not the headliner anymore. He'd be just another guy on a championship team. But at the same time, that was Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw's got 3 rings now, right? 3, 2,
yeah, 2020,
3. Yeah. And he only really had an impact in one of them.
Right.
Which is also kind of sad to see Kershaw on the other side, who had the terrible playoff performances and never really got a chance to shake that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next question I got for us. Did 2016 World Series erase all of the 100 years of disappointment for Cubs fans, or do they still have work to do? Now, I would ask this question about the Red Sox, but the 4 championships in 20 years kind of took care of the 100 years for the Red Sox. So I'm asking this for Cubs fans. Does the 2016 World Series erase all of those bad memories for you?
It's an interesting question. Because as a Red Sox fan, 04, that was it. That wiped the slate clean. But then you came back, won again in 07, and then in 13, and then in 18, you're like, oh, okay, this is not like a one-shot deal.
Right.
Here we are going on 9 years later, and the Cubs have really not been a threat since.
Right.
It's kind of hard. You went and won it, and you finally broke the curse. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. But in the last 9 years, you've been kind of irrelevant.
Right.
It's one and done.
So does it erase the 100 years for you? If you were a Cubs fan, Harrison, you put your Cubs hat on, does one World Series take away all of that?
I think winning the World Series takes care of that, wipes it away. However, when you see the team go 9 years afterwards, basically irrelevant, it makes you wonder, are we going to do this again? Are we going to wait another 100 years for the next one?
Right.
I think that's the hard part as a Cubs. For Red Sox fans, 3 years later, it was nope, we're going to do this again. Cool. This is not a fluke. But as Cubs fans, you're sitting there kind of going, okay, we're coming up on a decade later, and we've not been close again.
Yeah, not even really threatened at all.
Right. are are we just going to do this all over again? Are we just going to start the next round? So does it erase the previous 100 years? Yes, but it also makes you a little bit nervous that like you're going to ride this out for another 100.
Yeah. And this is a fair question, Michael. If it was just 04 for you guys, would it have been good enough? Now,
Yes.
yeah, I
Yes.
think so. I'm with you because I think Red Sox and Cubs are completely different. You may agree, may not, but the Red Sox Yankees rivalry was so intense for Red Sox fans. Yankees fans will say, the rivalry really wasn't that big for us because all we did was beat the crap out of you guys for years. And they're
Which is
not
true.
wrong. Yeah, they're
was
not
true.
wrong. They're not wrong. It's not much.
We were their little brother for a long time.
Right. It's not much of a rivalry for the team that is just kicking the pants off, the other team all the time. That's not a rivalry. That's just somebody you have to deal with. But Red Sox Yankees was completely different, right? You have the Babe. We sent him away. We stopped winning. And that was it for 100 years. If it's 04, yes, I think Red Sox Nation celebrates. They don't forget it because that is how it is. And the way 04 happened, to Mike Reed's point, just said it kind of coming into the chat here. We beat the Yankees coming back from 3-0. The way it happened was the ALCS almost erased all that. The World Series was pretty much irrelevant after that. To come back from 3-0, beat the Yankees to go to the World Series, that was the World Series championship in 04, in my eyes. Because after that, it was just kind of like 4 scrimmage games after that. The World Series seemed like anticlimactic, right? So I think for Red Sox fans in 04, yes, it erased the 100 years. I'm with you and with the Cubs, though. I not being relevant after is kind of like, oh, here we go again. So I'm with you, Harrison. 1,000% here with the Cubs.
It's tough. It's tough to follow that up with nothing and try to be okay with it. But yeah, I think the 04 Red Sox win, that was huge. That exercised all the demons. You knocked the Yankees off the pedestal. You embarrassed the hell out of that organization in how you did it. And that was everything. And then you came back a few years later and did it again, which was also awesome.
Yeah.
So I think as Red Sox fans, it was a different experience. And 04 was different in the fact that you really did exercise all the demons. For the Cubs, I think it's hard because you'd had the moment and you've had nothing since. And that's tough when you follow it up with basically nothing.
Yep.
And you look at a season like last year when you came into it with really high hopes and fell flat on your face. Like you almost like feel like you've got the curse again. It's like we can't get out of our own way again. Like we went and got Kyle Tucker. We looked awesome. We had a huge first half, and the whole team imploded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Matthew, the Cardinals showed up flat in that series. Listen, they could have put the National League All-Star team out there against the Red Sox in that World Series, and they wouldn't have won. The Red Sox were just on the highs of highs. No one was beating the Red Sox in 04. There's
the
no
ALCS was the World Series. It didn't matter who was waiting. Whoever won the ALCS was going to steamroll whoever came next.
Yeah, right. If the Yankees came out of that, it would have been a 4-game sweep.
Didn't matter. The Cardinals. It was what, Cardinals Cubs in the 04 NLCS.
Sure, I don't.
I mean, I feel like that's what it was. But either way, it didn't matter who was coming out of the NL. They were going to get crushed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Cubs and Red Sox obviously always draw the comparison because of the curses. I'm with you. I don't think it quite erases the 100 years of disappointment. Yes, they got their World Series championship, but like we're kind of back to the basement again. Maybe not the basement, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So. No, it's true. It's hard to go from you get the highest of highs and then you kind of like just fall off and become irrelevant again. And then you have a couple of really just like disaster seasons and you feel like you're right back in the old pattern. It's it's like you've been in an abusive relationship for 100 years. You have that really good moment and then you're right back into it.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm with you.
But there's something about it. I think like Cubs fans are so dedicated to that team like they almost need the team to hurt them to keep them like motivated to keep coming back. Like there's something with that. The fan base like just has to get disappointed to continue to get excited.
Yeah. I mean, that was us Red Sox fans for years. It was
We loved
we
punishment.
we would go to Fenway Park and be like, how are the Red Sox going to break our hearts today? Like that was how everybody walked into the ballpark. So yeah.
And God forbid you get to the playoffs and you got a series against the Yankees. You're sitting there going, okay, how are they going to blow it this time? Like, what crazy thing is going to happen now?
Mm-hmm. Dude, I just remember being up like 9-2 in Game 7 of the 04 ALCS and just being like, I still don't feel comfortable. Like Johnny Damon hits the second home run, it's a grand slam, and I'm still like, we're losing this game somehow.
I'm pacing, waiting to figure out how they're going to blow it. Like as a Red Sox, we were so conditioned to expect them to blow it. Like I was pacing, just wait. Like every pitch was like, oh my god, like okay, they're going to get one run back, and then it's going to just start the dominoes. And here we go. Like we're going to see this thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to go off the rails, and like until that final out was recorded, there was zero comfort, no matter how big that lead got.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Yeah. All right. Last discussion question I have for you guys, and this one can kind of go a lot of ways. I have a couple names in my head here, but who is the most underrated or undervalued Hall of Famer? So for me, I always bring up Paul Molitor. For me, that's the name I always, and a close second is Larry Doby. Those are two names we never hear, we never talk about. You don't hear baseball pages talk about these guys.
No.
You look at Paul Molitor's numbers. Holy hell, man. Like, holy hell. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
But yeah, so I always lean towards Paul Molitor because he was just a quiet guy. Like you never heard anything about him. And he just went about his business and just smoked everybody. He got 3,319 career hits, 234 homers, 306 career batting average, 504 stolen bases, 605 doubles. I mean, 605 doubles is wild. 1,000 walks, only 1,200 strikeouts in his career. That's in 21 years, mind you. I mean, God, no one talks about how good that guy was. Absolute machine. So it's Paul Molitor for me. And Larry Doby a close second. Again, another guy that nobody talks about.
I love both of those. A few names for me that always come up. Bert Behome Blyleven. Blyleven, his 287 wins, a 3.31 ERA. It took him 14 years to get in. He's only an All-Star twice. Never won a Cy Young Award, even when he led the league in ERA plus. A guy that he consistently won games, pitched well, and got like no respect when he was playing, and then sat on the ballot forever before he actually got in. And you look at the career numbers, it makes you shake your head. Like, how did the guy spend so long waiting? 3,701 strikeouts.
Yeah.
How does it take 14 years to elect that guy? Like, mind blowing. Another one for me is Eddie Murray. He's got more career RBIs than Willie Mays, and yet he's kind of like just another guy in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He was a machine. Like just an absolute. But that's the problem. Like he was so consistent. You just expect him to hit 20 home runs, driving a boatload of runs, and he just did it year in, year out.
Yeah. I think what's tough for guys like Murray and Molitor is they were on multiple teams, right? And as good as they were never the guy on one team for a long period of time, right? Molitor, Twins, Brewers, Blue Jays, right? Eddie Murray, Orioles, Indians. Like he can't kind of bounce around too, right? So like he was never the guy, the focal point of an offense for more than a few years. I think that kind of hurts them in that aspect of not being talked about, but still doesn't diminish what they did on the field, man. Absolutely insane.
No. And another guy that I've kind of grown to appreciate over the years, having, he's come up a lot on this show and other shows, is Al Kaline.
Yeah.
This is a guy who finished in the top 10 in MVP voting like 9 or 10 times, never won one, consistently put up crazy good numbers, but was overshadowed by all those Yankees players of the 50s and 60s. And was always kind of like he was always kind of like with the other guy, but he wasn't one of the Yankees. And a guy that we used to see on the Home Run Derby show, I mean, 18-time All-Star, 10 Gold Gloves, and some stupid good numbers, but was overshadowed by so many other players in that era.
Yeah. The other guy I have here in the middle, Gary Carter. I mean, we're a catcher, right? Hall of Fame,
Yep.
obviously, 11-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Gloves, Clemente Award, 5-time Silver Slugger. Montreal and the New York Mets is kind of where he, made his name. But as one of the top catchers ever, we don't really talk about him when we talk about all-time catchers. I mean, I do hear his name here and there. I'm not saying I don't hear his name at all, but it's Bench, it's Pudge Rodriguez, it's those guys. Gary Carter's name is down on the list, and it probably shouldn't be. So yeah. Gary Carter's another one for me. There's some great ones in here. Al Simmons.
Oh, good one.
Tom Glavine. Yeah, I mean, fairly newly elected. No one really talks about him because he's kind of overshadowed by Maddox. Let's be real, right?
Yeah, everybody lived in Greg's shadow.
Yep. But 300 plus wins doesn't get mentioned unless you talk about him and Maddox. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Ernie Banks is a good one. Never played in the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Baseball playoffs were a different animal back then, but yeah, Ernie Banks for me, I think is, you might agree or disagree with me. I think he's rightly rated. Now, you didn't talk about power hitting shortstops until Ernie Banks, right? 512 homers, all that. I know half of his career was spent at first base, which a lot of people don't realize that. Right. Which I kind of just found out not that long ago myself, that he played that many games at first base. But 512 career homers, like that was the benchmark. Shortstops didn't hit for power. And then when we started to talk about power hitting shortstop, we heard Ernie Banks's name a lot more because, players were getting up to that 512 homer mark. So, yeah. But still, yeah, underappreciated, never made the postseason. Crazy. But yeah, you had the best record in the AL, you went to the World Series. Best record in the NL, went to the World Series, and then that was it. So there was no extended playoff format that there is now.
Yeah, and the Cubs just weren't great in that time frame, and it's not his fault. And I do think that the whole position thing is also, I think Ernie Banks' career is a little bit complicated, but also not necessarily remembered well because he did play more career games at first base and shortstop, which almost nobody knows or realizes unless you pay close attention to the game. He really was more of a first baseman than a shortstop. I mean, he had some massive seasons as a shortstop. But in that era, 50s and 60s, the headlines were dominated by other players on other teams who were winning. And Ernie Banks just consistently went out there and put up numbers on teams that really didn't matter.
Right.
And so because of that, I think he just kind of gets forgotten. I will say one guy that I think is worth mentioning in the Hall of Fame is Jackie Robinson. I feel like too often he's viewed as only the guy that broke the color barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And people kind of forget that he was actually a pretty good baseball player too.
Yeah, right.
But he didn't come up until he was like 28 years old. He got a late start. And he didn't have a very long career because he was already 28. The game was different back then, and he lived in a very different era. But he was more than just the guy that broke the color barrier. Like, he could play. He was an impact player and a difference maker when he was on the field. And I know I'm guilty of it. Not really appreciating what he did as a ball player, just appreciating what he did in terms of changing the culture of baseball.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point because I think, even in grade school, like we go through like Black History Month, and we celebrate that and all the incredible Americans that made a difference in civil rights, right? And he's always brought up. So a lot of like America is almost molded to think that like first thing you hear Jackie Robinson, it's like bang, color barrier. You don't think about the baseball or the athletic. Let's just say athletics across the board because he was like a 4-sport athlete too.
Crazy
So,
good.
Yeah. So I don't think you're right. I don't think his game is valued as it should. I nailed it. That's a great one.
Yeah. And I'm totally guilty of that. Like I don't know his career well enough. I just kind of like put him in the bucket of he broke the color barrier.
Right.
But then you actually like look at his numbers and your rookie of the year, MVP, top 10 2 more times, top 25 more times. Like he was 63.9 WAR in 11 years. I mean, this guy was consistently at the very, very top of the league. And I think that just sometimes gets forgotten that he was more than just the guy that changed baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Curtis. Jackie Robinson's one of the greatest all-around athletes all time, period.
Yeah.
Agree. Like his story is insane. And his athletic prowess was nuts. But yeah, absolutely. Anybody else that kind of sticks out to you as maybe an undervalued Hall of Famer that you can think kind of like off the top of your head? Kind of like going down through the list right now. I'm like, yeah, I mean, could make an argument, but maybe not.
And like, there's a lot of, I mean, I will say one guy I think that was again complicated. Like Tim Raines was an interesting one. But he's the only guy in history with 100 triples, 150 home runs, and 600 steals.
Yeah.
And one of only 4 players with at least 700 extra base hits and 800 steals. But like he was a very unique player for what he did.
Right.
Because he did a little bit of everything. And I know that like it took a little bit of time for him to get elected because people weren't really sure what to make of his career.
Right. Yeah, he's a great one.
I mean, look at Andrew Jones. He's a guy, Andrew Jones, that we were like, he is for sure. And then people were like, well, batting average, pointing at something about his game they didn't like that took a little bit too long.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic ones. So I love that discussion because again, like what I love about this show and everybody in the chat is like, we all value baseball in a different way. We all look at players in a different light. We respect a different part of their game. And that's what makes baseball so incredible to talk about because none of our opinions are wrong. And we just like celebrating different things. Like I might not value batting average as much as Harrison does or speed or whatever. So that's what makes these discussions kind of fun. So love that.
Curtis snuck one in. Andre Dawson. That's another good one.
Yep. Absolutely. Again, another guy that kind of bounced around on teams where I really do think that holds a big weight into what we're kind of talking about. Like if Andre Dawson stays on the Cubs and wins 5 MVPs, do we talk about him a lot more? I think we do. Right. But since we're Expos and Cubs and Red Sox and kind of Marlins, we're kind of bouncing around there. I think that does take away a little bit from their clout, I guess, if you will, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, it does. Cause like they don't have a connection to any particular place. Like they were just a hired gun everywhere they went. I mean, I totally get that.
Yep.
And it makes sense that a lot of the guys that we put in those categories were guys that played in a lot of places.
Yeah. Greg, I think this is a good one. He's like, honestly, I'm in my 30s, but I'd say Eck took a huge part of my life to realize how good he was. And I think that's too. And like him, he was a starter, he was a closer, kind of back and forth there. That's a great one. I don't think I've truly like I saw the tail end of Eckersley. I didn't get to see a bulk of his career, but I didn't really get to appreciate how good that dude was until I saw some clips of him. Saw some replays of him. Like, yeah, nasty, but that's a good one for sure.
Yeah, he had a complicated career. The switching, starting, relieving. He did both really well, and then it just he's got a funny career and career path too. Another guy that stopped a few places.
Yep. Yeah, and Matthew, this is a good point. It won't matter how many teams soon with new guys getting eligible. Yeah,
True.
all these guys that are eligible now have been on multiple teams for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, for me, when it comes to the undervalued or underrated, it's the guys that did bounce around and weren't necessarily the best player on their teams during that time. So, pretty cool. All right. Well, those were fun discussions to kind of kick around. I love that. I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 an episode here and get some conversation flowing. So
We should
love
come
that.
back with overvalued Hall of Famers. Overrated, overvalued.
Dude, I got a
That could be a
list.
fun one.
Yeah, Babe Ruth number 1.
Okay, well,
Well,
we may be canceled before that one airs.
yeah. No. I mean I got a couple that pop into my head right away, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
we'll
There's definitely a few.
save it. But
And Curtis, I love this sidebar. I there's no like I can still hear the this week in baseball. Like I can still hear the intro to that show. I never missed an episode of that show on Saturday mornings. Never missed it.
no, nobody did for sure.
But
All right.
so good.
Yeah, Ryan, this is where I'm at. All off season, I started in 1990, and on YouTube, I've been rewatching all the old World Series games. So it's been pretty cool. Right now, I'm in 94, and I can't seem to find it anywhere.
It's hard to you got to look really hard for it, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere, Nick.
I'm stuck in 94. Can't get past it. I don't know.
Yep.
But,
Baseball almost didn't get past it either.
Yeah, well, facts.
Yeah.
All right.
You thought 94 is bad. Wait till you see 2027, Nick.
Too soon.
Anyways.
Too soon. All right. So we did batting leaders for 2025 last week. I'm guessing we're switching the side of the ball this week, Harrison.
Yep. We got to wrap up our 2025 leaders trivia by flipping around and grabbing the pitching side of it to fully recap last year before we move on to 2026. So,
all righty.
I think there's definitely some obvious ones here, and then some that I was a little bit surprised by. So,
oh great! So I'll do well. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
All right, we're gonna start in the American League. So, who is missing from this list of the top 5 wins leaders in the American League in 2025? You had Max Fried with 19, Garrett Crochet with 18, Carlos Rodon with 18, Brian Wu with 15, and this guy with 14. Who was in 5th?
I mean, the one name that's missing, the obvious name that's missing here. Would it be Scooble?
Not Scooble. Scooble only won 13 games, I'm pretty sure.
14 here. Let's go. No Blue Jays pitchers on here.
I know. But I had to take a moment to appreciate the fact, like, wow, Carlos Rodon had a really good season, as much as we dump on him.
He did. He really did. Framber, Carl
Good
says?
guess. Yeah, no, not Framber.
That's a great one.
I think Framber won 12.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, not Scooble, Ryan. I guess Scooble. 14.
I will say this pitcher's a teammate of Scooble's.
Was it Casey Mize?
It was Casey Mize.
Yeah, Curtis got it. Huh. Wow. All right.
Yep. Casey Mize with 14 wins. Kind of don't appreciate, all the focus in Detroit is on Scooble.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey Mize very quietly had a really good season there.
Or had really good support, one or the other.
Both. I mean, he definitely got pretty good support, but he, he's pitching with the same team behind him and pulled out 14 wins. So,
yep. Nice.
All right. Who is missing from this list of the top 5 strikeout leaders in the American League in 2025? You had Garrett Crochet with 255, Tariq Skubal with 241, Hunter Brown at 206, this guy at 203, and Brian Wu at 198. Who was 4th?
Gosman.
No, good guess. He wasn't that far out. Close.
I was just trying to think because he actually threw a lot of innings and he's got that devastating splitter.
Oh, it's gross.
Severino?
No, No, good guess though. No, not Framber, Mike.
Framer's a contact guy. I don't see him.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
This
Skeens.
is AL. This is AL. So you'll see
American
Skeens
League ring.
in
Yeah,
the
he's
NL.
coming.
He's coming.
203 in the AL here. Was it another Seattle pitcher?
Nope.
I was thinking Gilbert. 203.
This
DeGrom?
guy was this. Nope. This guy was on the last list.
He was on the last list.
He was.
Oh God, dude, I don't remember who's on that list.
I know. 90 seconds goes a long time.
It is because like I like after it, like I read it, I put it out of my mind. I say it all the time.
Curtis is right.
Rodon.
Yeah, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
200 plus Ks, 18 wins. I mean, he ended up having. I mean, the loss of Garrett Cole didn't hurt nearly as badly because this guy finally stepped up.
yeah, and he was a question mark going into the season, which we said
time.
we're like, if we know what we're gonna get out of Max Fried if he stays healthy. Rodon was that same exact question mark. We didn't know what we were gonna get, and he did. He had a bounce back year. Skeens is so good. He had 200 plus in the AL as well.
He totally could have.
Against the AL, probably for sure.
Yeah.
Good one.
All right. Who is missing from this list of the top 5 ERA leaders in the American League in 2025? You had Tariq Skubal at 2.21, Hunter Brown at 2.43, Garrett Crochet at 2.59. You had this guy at 2.86, and Brian Wu at 2.94. Who was fourth?
Now I'm gonna guess Framber.
Not Framber.
He might have been over 4. I mean, over 3. I mean,
yeah, he was. He was like 3.14, 3 something.
Yeah, hell with it. Carlos Rodon.
No, not Rodon. Mike Reed's got it.
Max Fried.
This one was Max Fried.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, Fried had a really solid season in New York too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You don't lose Garrett Cole and survive it without Max Fried and Rodon both having really good seasons.
No, and if Fried and Rodon can come back and Cole comes back, they could be in good shape. But
yeah, they could be pretty good.
Ryan, you might be guessing for a while because he didn't play in 2025, but you can keep trying.
Yep. All right. Who is missing from this list of the top 5 saves leaders in the American League in 2025? You had this guy at 42, Andres Munoz at 38, Jeff Hoffman at 33, Aroldis Chapman at 32, and Kenley Jansen at 29. Who had the most saves in the AL?
42.
So. I picked this. I saw this. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely taking the top guy out.
God dang, man. All the guys I would have guessed are definitely those 4.
Yep. This guy very quietly had a really great season.
No, because he didn't get enough. I was thinking the guy from the Guardians that replaced Class A, but it's not him. Was it Cody Allen?
Nope. Not Vest Temple.
Oh, Vest is a good guess.
Yeah, not Vest. Good guess though. Ryan.
Estevez. Oh, Pete Fairbanks is a good guess.
Fairbanks is a good guess, not him.
Estevez.
It is Carlos Estevez.
Yep.
Yeah, he very quietly had a great season in Kansas City, and just
did you see the reports that they're worried about his velocity?
Yeah, I saw that, and they're not sure if it's just like a dead arm situation, which we've seen before in spring training, but I don't know. It's the Royals can't afford to have anything not go right.
No, they can't for sure.
So yeah.
Yep.
All right. We're going to finish off the American League. Who's missing from this list of the top 5 loss leaders in the American League in 2025? So who had the most losses? You had this guy at 15, You had Michael Wacha at 13, Shane Boz at 12, Chris Paddock at 12, and Ryan Pepiote at 12. Who was first with 15?
My mind immediately goes to like White Sox, like Shane Smith.
No, not Shane Smith. Good guess.
Man, 15. Brian Bayo.
No, it felt like it could have been him, though. Jamie Moyer. It's not Moyer.
Yusei Kikuchi?
No, good guess, though.
Over there in the Angels. John Gray?
Nope, not John Gray, but
yeah.
good one. This guy was pitching for a playoff team.
Really?
Skeens, even in the AL.
You got Flaherty?
It was Flaherty.
It was Flaherty. Wow.
Jack Flaherty had a miserable season in Detroit.
That's a tough ballpark to lose 15 games in, too.
It is. And he signed that big contract. He was going to be the number 2 and back Scooble up, and he was not good for most of the year. I mean, he wasn't terrible, 4.64 ERA, but 8-15 with a 1.28 WHIP. Like,
yeah, not going to get it done.
No, that's a lot of base runners, and you're just like leaving yourself open to something going bad.
Yeah, brutal.
Ryan, we've ruled out Cole. All right, so we're going to flip over to the National League. Who's missing from this list of the top 5 wins leaders in the National League in 2025? You had Freddie Peralta at 17, Jesus Luzardo at 15, Logan Webb at 15, this guy at 14, and you also had Boyd and Gray at 14. Who was in fourth with 14?
I'm going to go with Clay Holmes.
He just missed this list.
Oh, dang. I knew he had a pretty decent year, so that was my guess there. 14 wins in the NL.
Michael, he signed on to be the number 2, and he was number 2. Oh, man. Cade Horton's a good guess. It was not Cade Horton. He just missed this list also. Yeah, you had Matthew Boyd and Sonny Gray were the last ones at 14.
Brandon Pfaadt?
No, Pfaadt's a good guess, but not Pfaadt.
Christopher Sanchez, for sure.
Not Sanchez.
No, not Sanchez. Sanchez was nasty this year, too.
It was.
Glass now is a guess.
Not Glass now.
Yoshi?
Not Yoshi.
Division?
Central?
Is it Hunter Green?
No. Teammate of his.
Nick Lodolo?
Previously with my Kansas City Royals.
Oh, Brady Singer.
You got it.
Oh, the Masked Singer from Cincinnati. I get the hint, Curtis. Got it.
Yep. Brady Singer had a really good season for Cincinnati. Again, very quietly.
Yep. Well, everything's about Cincinnati is quiet because no one talks about them.
Fair. And that I will say that trade worked out well for Cincinnati and not so well for Kansas City.
Yeah.
Looking back. The Jonathan India swap did not work.
Yeah, we kind of called that, to be honest.
I mean,
I thought Brady Singer was too rich of a deal for the Royals to give up, but
yeah, I think they had much higher expectations of India than they ever got.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we said it when Singer went there. With that sinker ball, he's going to be great in Cincinnati, and he was.
Yep.
So there it is. All right. Who's missing from this list of the top 5 strikeout leaders in the National League in 2025? You had this guy in first at 224. You had Jesus Luzardo at 216. Paul Skeens at 216. Dylan Cease at 215. Christopher Sanchez at 212. Who was in first at 224?
Michael King.
No.
Webb's not really a big strikeout guy. 224. Carl says Hunter Green here.
Not Green.
Yamamoto here.
Not Yamamoto, no. And Matthew probably would have been Wheeler if he hadn't gotten hurt.
Yeah.
He was so far ahead leading the league. Michael skis at 224 and 216.
Now Corbin Burns was out with Tommy John, so it's not him. Division here.
NL West.
NL West. So it's gonna be
not the guy you probably expect to be in this spot.
Not the guy. Is it Logan Webb?
It is absolutely Logan Webb.
I said before, Logan Webb's a ground ball pitcher. I don't think it's him.
I heard you say it. I'm like, oh crap, he's going to talk himself out of it.
Yep, I did.
Again, not a guy you think of as a high K guy, but he's in the strike zone a lot and gets them. Was it Pikachu? No.
This dude is nasty.
He's gross.
Really is. He throws such a heavy ball. Hitters can't do anything with it if they make contact.
Awful.
It's heavy.
He's the kind of pitcher guys hate to face because you don't square anything up and everything hurts.
Yeah.
Like everything hurts off the bat.
Yep.
I'd hate to face this guy in like April and September.
No thanks. I'd hate to face this guy.
Sore.
Hate to face this guy, period. Nothing straight.
No, brutal. And he thinks farts are funny, so I appreciate that.
Yep, 1000%.
So, all right. Who's missing from this list of the top 5 ERA leaders in the National League in 2025? Paul Skeens at 197, Yoshi Yamamoto at 249, Christopher Sanchez at 250, Freddie Peralta at 270, and this guy at 287. And I will say there are 2 correct answers to this one. I'll take either.
287. Well, let's just go with Logan Webb again. I know it's not him because
not Logan. He was 3+.
287. Holmes didn't get it that low either, right?
No.
Raul Speens.
One NL Central, one NL West.
Sonny Gray.
No, sir.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Michael King on this one?
No, but a teammate of his.
Oh, God. I can't even name another Padre starter.
We know him pretty well.
Oh, Pivetta.
Nick Pivetta is one of them. I will take Nick Pivetta. Right. There's one more, NL Central. So Nick Pivetta is one. Can you guess the second?
Let's see. I'm thinking like Woodruff, Green. Thinking, just trying to go down through the teams here.
Yes, not Green, not Woodruff.
Peralta is on there already.
Yeah, not Peralta.
Not Cease.
Stubby Clapp. No, not Stubby Clapp. What a great
God
name.
Dang.
Cincinnati Red.
And it's not Green.
Not Green.
It's Brady Singer then.
Not Singer.
Is it? It's Abbott.
It is Abbott. Yeah. It's Andrew Abbott.
Yep. Good one.
Yeah, I looked at that one like, wow. I did not. I mean, I knew Pivetta had a good season, but I was like, I did not realize he was top 5 ERA.
Yeah. Well, that would have been nice over here in Boston, but
Yeah, we didn't get that. We didn't get that version of Pivetta. He was good.
He was good. He wasn't. Yeah,
he had moments.
Great. Yeah, for sure.
But he'd drive you crazy.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
So all right. Who's missing from this list of the top 5 saves leaders in the National League in 2025? You had Robert Suarez with 40. You had this guy with 32. Trevor McGill with 30. Raisel Iglesias with 29, Edwin Diaz with 28, who was second with 32.
All right, so we can take out the Padres, we can take out the Brewers, take out the Braves, take out the Mets.
Just wiping teams out.
So Phillies had who the hell was their closer? They switched. The Blue Jays and Phillies switched. Hit Romero, but I don't think it was him.
Blue Jays and Phillies switched.
Yeah, they traded closers last offseason. It was Hoffman for Romero,
yes.
but it's not Romero. I don't think so.
No, then they made that trade with the Minnesota Twins and brought in your boy. The Durantula.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. And it's not Duran, is it?
No, it's not Duran.
Man. Alvarado.
Alvarado's a good guess. Not Alvarado.
It would have been Justin Martinez if he didn't have Tommy John, but he
would. Right, it would have been.
It's not Roki, is it?
Not Roki, no.
Yeah, I don't think he accumulated enough there.
Roki missed most of the season.
Helsley's a good guess.
Helsley's a good guess, not him.
Yeah, going to New York kind of hurt him there for sure.
Did not go well. NL Central.
Is a Cubs closer, but I don't know if I can give you a name. Assad?
Yeah, it's not the Cubs closer.
Well, Jesus. Is it Dennis Santana?
No, but Santana was not that far off this list.
I can't give you the Reds closer either if it was him.
That's who it is. If you can get his name.
Reds closer, man.
They just re-signed him this offseason. We were like, oh, makes sense.
They just re-signed him.
Yep.
And I put in a slide about it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God dang.
We were kind of like, yeah, it makes sense. You're like, not.
No, Bednar's with the Yankees, Carl. Who the heck is their closer? Why am I blanking on the Reds closer right now?
Yeah, they re-signed him into a 2-year deal.
Oh my gosh. This one's gonna kill me.
I'm not giving this answer away until somebody gets it. This is fun.
God, this one's gonna kill me.
This is fun. Mike
Emilio
Emilio
Pagan.
Yeah,
that's
Emilio
right.
Pagan.
That was like early too that they re-signed him.
Yeah, it was back in December. It was early.
Yep. Dang. Wow.
All right. Who's missing from this list of the top 5 loss leaders in the National League in 2025? Kyle Freeland with 17. Herman Marquez with 16. Mitchell Parker with 16. This guy with 15. You also had Gallen, Keller, Palante, and Sanzatello at 15. Who was in fourth at 15?
My guess is another Rocky. Oh my God, that's brutal.
Right?
That's
Freeland,
bad.
Marquez. Keep going down the list.
And
that's right,
Sanzatello.
Sanzatello. You had 3 starters with 15 or more losses.
Ouch.
That hurts.
God dang. I can't even get past that. All right, here. Refocus there.
Yeah. It's basically the Rockies and a couple other guys.
Wow.
I mean, Gallen on that one's kind of like, it's like,
yeah, that was a bad one.
And Keller, who pitched well but could not get a win to save his life.
Well, neither could Paul Skeens.
I mean, fair. When you win 10 games with a sub-2 ERA, it's the offense's fault.
Yeah, he lost 10 games with a sub-2 ERA.
Also
Think
fair.
about that.
Also fair. That dude, he should go 33-0. That dude should never lose a game.
Chase Dolander's not a bad guess here. It's
not a terrible
Rocky.
guess. Yeah, not a terrible guess. This was not a Rocky. So all the Rockies that are in this list are there.
There is a baseball god somewhere.
Yeah.
Man, imagine having 4 15-plus lost pitchers on your staff.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yikes. All right, let's see. 15 lost.
Lock back in.
It's someone on the Nationals?
It is.
Who was out there? I don't know. The only
Scalpeens.
Oh
man.
I mean, Mackenzie Gore is the only national starter I can name. That is it. Mackenzie Gore.
It's Mackenzie Gore.
Wow, and he lost those before the trade. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. Mackenzie Gore had a lot of strikeouts, won a few games, lost a whole bunch.
And had a pretty decently high ERA too, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean his ERA was not great, and his second half was not as good as his first half, so it was kind of a bit of a fade. I mean, he was 4.17, so I mean 4+, not terrible, not great. But yeah, 5-15 in 30 starts. But like a high whip, 1.35 whip, like a lot of base runners. Tough, kind of a weird season.
Oh, I was thinking he got traded mid-season. He got traded in the off season here.
Yeah, he made it through the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a great line. 5-15,
No.
4.17, 30 games started, 160 innings. But yeah, 12 wild pitches. He's led the league in wild pitches in the last 2 years. Eef.
Yeah. Yeah, he was arguably better in 24.
Yeah. Man. Yeah,
And,
Matthew's
gives up a lot of home runs.
Yeah. Matthew's definitely a Rangers fan here. Gore's going to kill it in Texas.
I hope
they have a good rotation, man.
But they also have no offense.
Their lineup scares me. I don't know what their lineup's going to do, man. I really don't. Let's see. 2026 Rangers projected lineup.
You have Corey Seager for 100 games and then probably no more.
Yeah. You got Nimmo, Wyatt Langford, Seager, Jock Peterson, Jake Berger, Evan Carter. Josh Young's already got injury, strained hamstring.
Yeah.
Grade 1 adductor strain. Josh Smith and Danny Jansen to round out that lineup.
Yeah, it's a juggernaut.
Eek.
That offense is not gonna. And the hard part is as good as it could potentially be, you'll have a third of those guys out at any point in time. Like, it's just brutal.
But you're starting pitching: DeGrom, Evaldi, Gore, Leiter, Latz, Gomber, and Quantrill. Now, I don't even see Kumar Rocker on there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Matthew. I have the Rangers finishing last there. I just that AL West is always hard to predict for me because I think all teams have big holes, glaring holes. But Rangers for me, it's injuries and lack of offense this year that made me ultimately put them in the basement.
Well, I still think the stat about the Rangers where it was they've had one winning season in the last 9 years, and it was the year they won the World Series. Otherwise, they've been a sub 500 team consistently.
Yeah. It's tough, but
surprising.
Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately the Angels do finish in last, but the Angels are also they're developing young guys that are going to take another step forward. Shonawell, Neto, all those guys, Adele out there. Yes, I think Oakland's offense is going to put them in third place, honestly.
Oakland can rake.
And they can pitch on the road. Listen, nobody can pitch in that Sacramento ballpark. It's a homer dome. But I have Oakland. Actually, I have Oakland finishing second, which is kind of a bold prediction there on my part. I know. The Astros third, Angels fourth, Rangers fifth. But I mean, again, that's kind of a division that every year I pick out of a hat because I don't really know. But honestly, it's the Mariners and Astros at the top for me, and then bottom three you can kind of just cycle around. I think they could finish in any position, but I think ultimately it's Mariners, Astros are still the tops of the division there.
Yeah, no argument here. After that, it's like it kind of doesn't matter. They're all just jockeying. But I do think of that group, it's the A's, and then it's really kind of the Angels and Rangers fighting to see who's going to finish in last.
Everything is bigger in Texas, including the IL. Ouch. Ouch. Carl thinks it's going to be Seattle, Houston, A's, Rangers, Angels. And honestly, I don't hate that prediction.
That's probably how I'd pick it, but
Yeah, I think if I'm being realistic, I think I'm with you there.
I love the fact that we got the Mariner fan firing at the Texas Rangers who won a World Series a few years ago, and his team's never been to one.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at Severino last year because I mean he didn't honestly like. Yes, his ERA is up, right? But like I said, pitching in that AAA ballpark was not great. Like it's hard. No one can pitch in there.
Yeah,
You had
it's
pitchers that went
brutal.
in for starts and just couldn't. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to find his splits here. But because I think on the road actually is probably where he got most of his wins,
I
to
think
be
so.
honest.
I'm pretty sure his splits were very different.
Yeah. So the A's can't get out of that ballpark fast enough. It will be interesting to see how Savali does over there because he's kind of bounced around a little bit here, but yeah. John's got Mariners, A's in the wild card spot, Houston, Texas, and Angels. Yeah. But who's the AAA team? The A's? I mean, yes, they're 1 year in. I get it. Right? A lot of these kids were rookies last year, but they're damn good rookies. That's for sure. Yeah. And Curtis, I'm with you. Seattle and Houston are the playoff teams. Watch the head-to-head games this season for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're always really good. Those are fun baseball games to watch.
they are. They are. They play. They have very solid teams, and they play very. I would say pretty complimentary baseball.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, they're not one of those teams going to like outslug you. But they do a lot of things.
6-2 on the road. There we go. See,
Yeah, Severino was much better away.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I got nothing else. Harrison, do you have anything else? Chat, you are welcome to bring anything you guys want to the show here as well. So what do you got?
Yeah. So I had a couple things while chat warms up. First of all, the Padres did sign Alex Verdugo to a minor league deal today, so we mentioned him still being out there. He now has a home. No expectation of him getting any real look for major league time, but more so as a reclamation project in the minors to see if he can find something and then work his way back up.
And he's an injury insurance policy for Jackson Merrill. Let's be honest. Merrill has some injury issues too. So good for him. He's finding a spot.
Yep. Did you see the headline about Merrill Kelly talking about the offers he had?
Sort of, kind of. I didn't dive into it, but
yeah. So Merrill Kelly ultimately chose to go back to the Diamondbacks, re-sign there. He had a better offer from the Padres, and actually declined it because of the California tax rates. So he said he had a better offer from the Padres when he sat down and actually looked at it. He's going to make less money by going to San Diego, to a market he's never been to, than he would if he just went back to Arizona, which he knew. So ultimately for him, he chose not the better deal. He chose the better tax situation and went to Arizona instead. And from reading some of the stuff behind the scenes on this, it sounds like there's a lot of players that are beginning to evaluate that, because you look at states like Florida, Arizona, where you have much better tax situation, and teams, can offer something different there. And we've said that before too. Like it's hard to get guys to go to Toronto because you got to deal with, going across the border. It's hard to get teams to want to go play in California or New York or Massachusetts. You do have to pay more in some cases because of that. This is the guy who came right out and said, "Yeah, when I looked at what they're going to take from that deal, it wasn't worth it."
No.
So he went back to Arizona.
Yeah, I mean it's good. As a second tier D-backs fan, that's my second team. They're gonna welcome him back with open arms because they are struggling on the mound right now. They got some injuries to deal with, and Kelly and Gallen coming back. Diamondbacks are going to be happy. Does it fix the issues in Arizona? I don't think so. Not really. I think Zach Allen's gonna come back and be fine. Merrill Kelly's solid. He gives you what he gives you. He doesn't, doesn't give you an automatic win, but he doesn't give you an automatic loss. He is a serviceable pitcher at this point in his career. He's not going to hurt you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So,
Yep.
Yes, I think it's a good move for the Diamondbacks, and sounds like it was good for Kelly because he's like, yikes. I mean, wild.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because I think that's one of the other parts to these contract negotiations that I think we just don't think about is the fact that like these agents are looking at, it's the reason that why they paid Kyle Tucker so much money up front, because if they pay him as a bonus where he hasn't performed for it, it doesn't pay California taxes because he didn't earn it in California. The jock taxes are based on where you perform and earn. A signing bonus you didn't perform for, you were given. So like he was able to be taxed in his home state versus taxed in California, which is why they structured his contract that way. Like there's all these crazy loopholes these teams have to try to find to lessen the burden of taxes in some of these states. Like I remember there's the whole thing with Texas. One of the reasons A-Rod took that big deal in Texas was because he wasn't have to pay state income tax on it. And then when he was going to get traded to Boston, one of the things they were negotiating with the union with the Red Sox was restructuring his deal to try to help him find a more tax advantage way to come to Massachusetts, where he's going to get taxed significantly more than he was down in Texas.
yeah.
Like that's the kind of stuff that happens behind the scenes all the time.
So let's play devil's advocate here for a minute, Harrison.
Yep.
Is this why the Dodgers payroll is so high? Because these guys have to pay taxes on these contracts. So essentially, they're making what other stars in the leagues are after taxes is over. Do the Dodgers payroll have to be this high to get these guys quote unquote market value because they owe so much in taxes being in California?
I mean, I think there's something to that. I think that, you've got to pay a guy more in California to make it the same as a guy as an offer in Florida. But I don't think the Dodgers payroll is necessarily inflated by it because they've found ways around it by using things like signing bonuses and I'm not sure where deferred money falls in. I believe that would still be technically earned in California, although it's paid later. So I think you still pay state taxes on that. But
Right.
like, Blake Snell took a huge portion of his contract in the signing bonus to avoid state tax. Kyle Tucker, I'm pretty sure, took a huge portion of his contract in a signing bonus to avoid state tax. Like they've found ways to get around that. So does it have an effect? Yeah, I think it does. It's probably not significant. And now it's at a point where I think guys want to go there and they'll just take whatever they can get because they want to go win.
Yeah. Well, and Mike, I'm kind of saying it because I'm curious and saying it tongue in cheek. Like, I mean, there's probably some part of that, right? If they have to pay so much in taxes on what they're earning every year, you're gonna have to ask for more, right? So I don't know. It was an honest question, really. But yes, they're loaded with superstars, but it's what Harrison said. They want to go and win, but it's all part of it. But that's something that we don't think about when we're like, oh, Dodgers sign another one, or why is the West Coast getting all these guys? Because well, the number looks bigger, but is it actually?
Like the California taxes are crazy, but if you play in New York City, you pay city tax, county tax, state tax, federal tax. Like there are so many layers of tax in the state of New York that those guys playing in New York City are getting absolutely hosed on the tax front because you're also paying a tax to the city. You're paying income tax to the city because the city itself is its own damn state. But it's crazy. But the Yankees have never had an issue getting guys to go there because it's the Yankees.
Yeah. Matthew says you pay more tax on deferred money in Cali.
Nothing surprised me in California. They probably tax you more on it because you had to wait to get it, and they had to wait to get it, so therefore they punish you for it. And
the players have to pay taxes in every state they play in, correct?
Every state that has a sales tax, a state tax, yes. When they perform in that state, they're technically earning their income for those games in that state. So yeah. And we saw that whole thing with Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. They had the Super Bowl in San Francisco. He actually got taxed more than the bonus he earned for playing in the game because he played because it prorates his salary to the fact he played there. It's like he gets a bonus for appearing in the Super Bowl, but he paid more in tax for being there than he actually earned in the bonus.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. It's insane that we have all these complicated taxes throughout the US, Mike. Yeah. It's wild.
But like it's the side of things I don't think we ever consider. It's like, oh, he signed a 10-year, $700 million deal. Well, that deal might have been if somebody in Texas offered him 10 years, 600, it might have been equally as good a deal.
Right. Or more.
Yeah, or more. I mean, who knows? It is crazy that like there are all the other pieces behind the scenes that we just don't think about.
Dang. That's insane.
But yeah, Merrill Kelly outright chose not to go to San Diego because of the taxes.
That's right.
And we've seen a lot of guys. We've laughed every year, like why can't the Giants sign a star? Well, there you go.
It's part of it.
That might be part of it. Arson Judge might have seen the fact they're going to light his money on fire, and he went back to New York.
For sure.
Well, and imagine being a guy like Rafael Devers who got traded there. Not that Massachusetts is tax friendly, but it got worse for him. He actually took a pay cut going to San Francisco. Couldn't stop him.
Right, and he has no say.
Yeah, he couldn't stop it. It's like he took a pay cut by going to San Fran.
Well, Carl goes, I thought this was rounding third baseball, not rounding third taxes. Well, it is tax season, so we thought we'd also bring that up too, Carl. So if you haven't done your taxes, fellas, get them done.
I mean, we could break down the luxury tax too if you want to go even further down. Let's keep going, Carl. And then Andrew Painter is expected to be in the opening day rotation for the Phillies. That came out a couple hours ago. They expect to break camp with him. And then Connor Griffin hit another freaking home run today. The kid is a monster.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love that we put the over-unders that we did on the last show, and someone put under. I'm not even sure if he's going to make the team. And I go, you're not serious, right?
Yeah, please tell me you're kidding.
Right? This kid's not going to make the team. I mean,
although that would be the most Pirates thing to do. Oh, we're going to send you down to start the season in AAA because, like, why? We've clearly got somebody better on the roster than you.
He'll hit 40 home runs in April if he goes down.
He would torch AAA. Torch crazy. AAA.
Oh, for sure, Captain. I am sure Boston was like, Devers, just get as far away from us as possible. They probably started in San Diego, as that could be the furthest point away, and just work their way up the coast. Yeah,
just
1,000%. Yeah, crazy. Okay, Matthew, you said get rid of the luxury tax. So, are you a component for the salary cap? Then it's a question to you.
Yeah, did you all see the proposed salary caps that have been floating around? I think the cap was 270 to 280, and the floor is like 140 to 150.
Yeah, that was the slide I was going to put in that I forgot because I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So, do you think those are reasonable numbers to reach? I mean, 140 for a low market team.
That's coming up on 50% of revenue for some of these smaller market teams. So I think that's going to be a tough one. But at the same time, like you look at this luxury, you look at the salary cap in the NFL, they just reset it to like 301 for next year. So an MLB salary cap of 280 is pretty consistent with other leagues. But I think that floor is going to be a little tough for some teams to get to because you're talking about almost 50% of revenue.
Yeah. 140 is a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. I mean, when you only got $300 million in revenue, 140 is a big number. Then you got the Dodgers who are going to be at, approaching $1 billion in revenue, and they can't send more than 280. Those owners are going to be swimming in cash like Scrooge McDuck, trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. How many teams were even at? So payroll last year, Marlins 86, White Sox 87, Rays at 100, Pittsburgh at 112, Cleveland 132, Milwaukee 137, Nationals 137, Reds 139, Athletics 111. And then everybody else would be above that 140. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams below 140. Can those
And right now, going into this season, you have 11 teams under 140. You have the Athletics. So you have the Athletics, the Brewers, the Pirates, the Cardinals, the Twins, the Rockies, the Rays, the Nationals, the White Sox, the Guardians, and the Marlins, all under 140 to start the year. And you have the Reds just over it.
But that's just a starting point, right? I mean, they're going to negotiate. That floor will expand down. The cap will probably expand up. Those are just starting points, and they'll negotiate the number for sure. Those aren't the final numbers. Those are the starting points.
Yeah, those have just been kind of proposals that have been floated or out there to say, hey, like this could be a starting point that might make sense.
Yeah. So, interesting.
But you look at that, you have 1, 2, 3. You have several teams that are 140 would be 50% or more of their revenue. I mean, as it is right now, like we make fun of the revenue, the payroll of some of these teams. Like the Pittsburgh Pirates are spending 35% of revenue on payroll last year, and their payroll was super low.
Yeah.
The White Sox were at 32%. Now the White Sox could draw more revenue if they'd sell at the stadium because the team was good, but like how much could they draw?
Right. Yeah, and
Washington was at 42%, and they're under 140.
And I think that's where a lot of fans, me included, sometimes will be like, "Oh, these owners got to spend." Okay, well, if they're spending 32% on their payroll, they still have 68% that they got to share out to stadium operations, staff. Like their money goes
minor leagues,
minor leagues, everywhere else too. So like they're not paying just the players here.
Right.
They're paying a lot more than just the players here. And, we forget about that too. Me included sometimes. It's just like, oh, wow, these owners are cheap. Well, some of them, sure, maybe. But if you need to run a stadium, you got to pay your hot dog vendors. You got to pay your concession staff. You got to pay your ushers, your ticket people, front office staff, like everything.
Yeah. Sales team, marketing team, your whole front office staff, your minor league staff, your instructors,
the light bill.
your strength and conditioning people, your team doctors. Like there's a lot that goes into, there's a lot of stuff they have to deal with.
Yeah.
And you've got some of these teams that are, they're basically leasing ballparks from municipalities that they're basically paying rent every month to be able to use that ballpark. The teams like the Red Sox are lucky. They own Fenway Park. Like any additional sales from concerts and stuff they get.
Right.
But like if there's a concert in Milwaukee, the Brewers ain't getting any of that gate. That goes to the county. The Brewers are just a user of the stadium. So it's there's so many. The hard part is, and we're in chat, you guys are going back and forth in the TV deals. You've got regional TV deals. You've got some teams that actually own their networks, like the Red Sox, like the Yankees, that actually own their TV networks, which is insanely valuable. You've got different stadium deals, different TV deals. You've got, it's not like the NFL where it's like we have one big pot of money that we all just split up and then you get your local sales stuff. It doesn't work that way. Like every team's got its own deal.
Right. Matthew, I get what you're saying, and we agree with you to a certain extent, but we also don't know the cost of the stadium operations. There's only so much money you can put into your team before you are in the red. This is a business, right? So these guys are not trying to operate in the red every year. Probably most of these owners are happy if they just break even, right? Okay, great. If they're making $200 million in profit, then yeah, okay, I put a bigger percentage back into the team. I get it, right? But most of these teams aren't, because the stadium costs and functionality is astronomical price as well as paying the players. So, I get it.
The best look we get is the Braves. The Braves are a publicly traded entity. So you can see the Braves financially. So I'm looking at it right now. In 2025, they had $732 million in revenue. They lost $13 million. So on $732 million, the Braves were not profitable. Baseball operating costs, which is salaries and all that, was almost $500 million.
Yeah.
To run a baseball organization.
Right.
So this is a team with a pretty sizable revenue line that is losing money. They're operating at a loss. Baseball teams last year lost a collective $1.8 billion.
Yeah. That's why.
And the Braves, which are a great example with publicly available financial statements, they can't make money either. Like, that's the scary part, is that most of these teams can't make money.
Right. Ryan says Cole didn't play in 25 and money has ruined baseball, and tonight's personal takeaway. Appreciate it.
Love it.
Love it. Yeah, it's hard, right? Because as fans of the game, we just want to talk about the game itself. And yes, money has ruined it, right? Corporate greed, top 1% greed, all of that stuff. Like, yes, we get it. It's ruined the game. And it's hard. It is hard for us hardcore baseball fans that just want to watch and enjoy the product on the field. But as an owner, if I put my owner's hat on here, like, you have to look at this realistically. The operating costs are just astronomically going up through the roof. So you can't pay your players unless you have 12 billionaire owners. You can't pay your players and the operating costs and all break even. You can't. How many organizations are owned by just one person? Not counting Steve Cohen.
Right.
A lot.
And really, if you really scratch at the Atlanta Braves financials, what you find out is, without the battery, they are $50 million worse off financially.
Yeah.
The battery, the reason that they're not losing more money is because of the battery.
Mm-hmm.
That mixed use development is what makes them. The team makes no money. They lose close to $50 million a year operating the Atlanta Braves. It is the battery. Sorry, they lose close to $100 million a year operating the Braves. It's the battery and the mixed use activity around the stadium that makes them any money. Like, take that for a moment. The fact that the Braves can't make money on baseball, they have to try to mitigate their losses by making money on the mixed use activity around it.
I should get that emailed to me.
Wild.
I have 0.0042 shares in the Braves. Well, I'd probably sell them right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool because where the Braves are publicly traded, like, their financials are fully available to the public. Like, you can actually get a look at what is happening inside of a major league organization. The sad part is it sucks. Like, it's not a good story. It's incredibly expensive to operate a baseball team.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Carl, we'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We'll see you Sunday for sure. But yeah, I just, man, I don't know.
So let's try to answer that question, Nick. So the Braves payroll in 2025 was $240 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it cost them to operate the team was $496 million. So about half. So it's about $250 million on top of payroll to operate that organization.
Yeah, so they put half of their money into payroll, and you want more. And teams can't do that. And I would say the Braves are a big market team. Would you say the Braves are a big market team?
Atlanta's a good sized market. It's certainly in the top 10.
Yeah. So
if it's not better than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, worst case, they're a top 10 or they're a top 10 market.
Yeah, Matthew, I'm not saying that there aren't cheap owners. We're just stating that there are other operating costs that we don't think of. Right?
Yep.
And probably, again, operating in California probably ain't cheap. So
no, God, it's not cheap.
So,
and again, like we've talked about many times, if Artie Moreno put $50 million more into payroll, that team still isn't going to win a World Series.
No,
like they're not that close. No. Like it's if I sign another player or two, does it get me there? Nope, it doesn't. No. So it's like, why spend the money? Right. We'll wait. We'll continue to develop from within and try again.
Yeah.
But
There's John Dowd.
There he is. But if the Braves can't make money, that's a problem for the league.
Yep. And maybe that's a book that they're able to bust open at the negotiations, right? Because it's all public knowledge there and they can see it because the players have been asking for these books going to negotiations.
Yep.
And if this is an idea of like, listen, this is pretty much the other, say 27 teams in the league. This is our financial statements right here. You can see it all on the computer laid out. We're spending 45% of our money on payroll. So you guys are getting the biggest percentage, the biggest cut out of everything else that we're trying to run this organization on. And you guys want more? Like there isn't any more. So I don't know. You can't squeeze any more cents out of that dollar.
No.
So,
and again, like if you had a national TV contract that went across the entire league, it'd be so much easier to share this. But you don't have that deal. Like you have regional deals, you have teams that own their own networks. Like you don't have the uniform nature. And the average NFL team makes substantially more than the average MLB team. I mean, your worst NFL teams are making what? Let's see. The worst NFL team was at $596 million, which put them number 4 in baseball. Yeah. So the lowest revenue for an NFL team would put you as the number 4 team in MLB. So 32 becomes 4. The economics in football are just way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
but that's why the Dallas Cowboys can make $1.27 billion in revenue and profit $577 million because they can't spend more than $300 million on payroll, even if they wanted to. They can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
It's crazy, but there has to be a way. MLB has to find a way to. But again, you can't level the playing field because even in the NFL, the top teams at $1.25 billion, the bottom teams at under $600 million. They're 2x.
Yeah,
like there's going to be those discrepancies in revenue. The only thing you can keep tight is the cost side and just limit what teams can spend.
Yep,
that's the only. You can't change the revenue formula. You have to just find a way to make the cost structure work for everybody.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Which is why we're going to be in a hell of a world of hurt for 27.
Yeah, and I think we are at the point that no side's going to budge. And I don't think as crazy as this might sound, I don't think I want the owners to budge. I really don't, because it needs to stop somewhere. Right. And maybe it does. I know Mike said that, it's hard that they won't open their books. At some point, the owners need to be like, okay, we need to show these guys that we are losing money. And if I'm Manfred, I am sitting here like, hey guys, the league as a whole lost $1.8 billion. Where are we losing this money? How are we losing this money? Is it too much percentage in the payroll? Is it stadium costs? Like where are we losing this money? Is it the TV deals? Because those are all over the place too.
Yep.
That the structure of it is all broken.
So to give you an example, when you look at the NBA's revenue by team, that better matches baseball. You have teams that are at like $300 million plus. The Golden State Warriors are at 781, which is pretty equivalent to the Dodgers. So like the NBA's revenue per team matches better MLB. Their salary cap's at $166 million. Now, granted, you've only got 12 guys on the team, so it's easier to hit that number. But at their revenue levels, which are less than the NFL, they're at 166. The NFL's at 301. Baseball is proposing maybe like 280-ish with a floor of 140.
Yeah.
The NBA's cap is 166 on the same level of revenue. Like there is definitely going to be a fight to be had there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be, there's a lot to figure out, and there's got to be a lot of creativity to come out. The thing I worry about is that these guys aren't going to want to get creative. They're just going to want to point fingers and bitch.
Well, yeah, for sure.
That's what they do.
That first 6 months, that's what's going to happen. And Curtis, I'm with you here. So let's just enjoy this year and ride until the wheels fall off. 1,000%, buddy. So
Yep.
I can't end the show better than that. So
yep. Enjoy what we got while we got it.
Exactly. So again, fellas, thank you so much for joining us in this discussion. We love that you come out every episode, support us, give us your take, and that you guys are a huge part of this show and what we do. That's what we want to bring for this community, is just a place to talk and in some cases bitch about the game. So absolutely enjoy it. Every episode. WBC starts this week. Heck yeah, let's go. We'll be on Thursday night. There is a game, I think, that will start halfway through our podcast. I think one of them. So maybe we'll keep an eye on that, have a semi watch party while we're on. Then Team USA on Friday, and we'll recap that weekend that following Sunday. So exciting week. We got competitive baseball. I mean, I know spring training's been on, but I don't count that as competitive baseball. Real competitive. Baseball. It is. So absolutely love it. We will see you guys. Today is Sunday, right? Okay. Yeah. We'll see you Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, enjoy some ball, and we will see you then. Have a good one.
See ya.